Welcome into Rover Sports. Welcome back, guys. Hope the weekend is going quite well. We are ready to begin another work week here on Monday. And here we go, guys. It is going to be now it's Chicago versus Tampa Bay, and we're looking at some Jameis Winston film right here. So it's time for us to get started here and look at Jameis. First, we're going to see a handoff here to Doug Martin. Doesn't really get much on the ground. And let's try to continue to decipher what really goes on here. Jameis is going to go play action here. And when you look at the Bears defense, I like the Bears defense because Vic Fangio, he plays, a 3-4. So a lot of, he has a ton of linebackers, whether it be Trevathan, whether it be Leonard Floyd, whether it be, some guys, some linebackers. Here you look at all his options, and Jameis's options aren't really that good. Everybody's covered, everybody's double covered. So Jameis does a decent job of being aware of that and throwing it off to the flat. You see Jameis's footwork, though. He goes for his progressions quickly and finds Cameron Brate. A pretty solid play there from Jameis Winston. Watch this right here. Brate is on the outside. You have Brate on a cornerback. So I like that matchup here on 3rd and 2. Instead, red flag city. Brate's coming over here. He's coming over. So guess what happens when the dinner parties, when you're eating at home for dinner, guess what happens? You're running the football right into the dinner kitchen. And that's exactly what happens here. When Brate comes in, you bring in the heavy personnel, you bring in the heavy artillery, that's a red flag. Ding, 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 ding. You're running a obvious play towards that side, and guess what? Bears sniff it out. They stuff it. Would have preferred rather to see Cameron Brate or the tight end who on that cornerback out there. That would have been, more ideal. Look at Jay Cutler, though. This is still the first quarter, okay? And the reason why Chicago is going to lose this game is because they turned the ball over 4 times in 30 minutes of play. In the first half, they turned the football over, 4 times. Here's Jay Cutler. And Jay Cutler, he automatically assumes he was looking over here. He thinks that, Alshon Jeffrey is going to be running wide open. No. Brent Grimes steps in front of the ball and picks off the football. I love this throw from Jameis. Look at how much space. They're afraid of Chris Humphries. They're afraid of white boy speed. And Jameis, takes advantage of that with an incredible throw to the outside shoulder and allows Humphries to get upfield. Look at the velocity. Jameis Winston he has so much velocity on the football. It's fantastic. Here you see Dougie Fresh here get the football. Jameis going to hand it back off to Dougie Fresh. The offensive line is really poor. I mean, number 69, he gets burned so many times in this football game. It is crazy. He has a terrible game. Chicago's really able to dictate the line, and that's what really causes them to struggle. But here we go, Jameis Winston here in the pocket. Good protection there. But you look at the Bears and they do a great job. They kind of play Steve Spagnuolo defense, which is called pass off coverage. Everybody has their own quadrant. If everybody's playing a zone, play the zone out here perfectly. There's nowhere for Jameis to go with the football. Another play worthy of note is Jay Cutler here making some big time errors. Jay Cutler throwing off of his back foot, lobbing the ball right into Grimes' hand for a touchdown for the Bucs. It was a huge play in this football game, and it really dictated the outcome of the game. 1st and 10 for Jameis. Get another holding penalty on this play. Let's see where the hold comes again. Let's try to decipher where it happens. Couldn't really see there. Handoff, not much on the ground. I don't know if Tampa addressed their offensive line in the draft. I know they took Ali Marpet a couple of years ago. I knew they addressed it maybe 2 years ago. Their offensive line still needs a lot of work. It's not a dominating unit at all. Hopefully, O.J. Howard can actually help out in blocking and protection. You're going to see Jameis make a fantastic play on the move to Mike Evans. Look at him throwing across his body on the move, rolling left. I mean, this is the type of throw which makes guys elite. If Jameis here uses his feet perfectly, and that's just a big-time throw on the move there, about 18 yards. Again, nullified by a penalty, and then look at Jameis here. He's going to look off coverage, and he's going to stick it to this guy. Look at Jameis here. Let's see if he looks off coverage. He's going to stick it. And sometimes when you stick it, if you're a little bit, behind, he's maybe 2 yards behind it. I still love the throw, love the footwork. Everything's perfect. Kind of unfortunate there, as this football is going to land in a Chicago Bears. And throwing lane is perfect. And I love the aggression on 3rd and 18. And kind of unfortunate. But overall, wasn't too bad. Thankfully, you're playing Jay Cutler and the Bears. And they cough it up as Noah Spence, one of my favorite players in the draft last season, from Eastern Kentucky, was kicked out of Ohio State. But this guy, Noah Spence, was a flat-out steal in the second round, getting Vernon Hargreaves and Spence 2 big-time picks by the Buccaneers. And Noah Spence here tracks down Jay Cutler, makes a wonderful play. So this is Noah Spence on the edge, showing off the speed and flat-out beast play by Noah Spence. Third and 7 for Jameis. Here we go. Watch Jameis Winston here. Going to evade the rush, hit Cameron Brate, doesn't panic, keeps his eyes downfield till the last read. That's what happens when people are playing zone. So many guys are back in coverage, and that was an awesome, awesome play by the Buccaneers. Bears do a good job of staying disciplined right here. Look at this whole shot. I mean, this is unbelievable. Great throw to the slot receiver. Jameis Winston, look at his eyes. He's looking left, comes back to the middle of the field. He sees that 2 guys are in the middle, so he goes to his 3rd read, and he absolutely just pins this ball on the receiver, tattoos it. This is such a strong throw. Throwing with anticipation. This is an NFL elite Pro Bowl caliber throw by Jameis Winston. Ball just flies off of his hand. You can kind of see that, some topspin as the football is released from Jameis Winston. Now you're going to see Jameis take off here. Unfortunately, the offensive line, you called it, they hold Mr. 69 again on the hold. And then when you're behind in the chains, you're behind. So I don't know if Jameis and the Bucs are going to catch up or not. Here's a very accurately thrown screen pass, setting up a 3rd down. Let's see if the Bucs can convert. 3rd and 3 for Jameis. And Jameis makes a huge throw to Cameron Brate, who holds on to the football under duress. What a great throw from Jameis Winston here. Again, his eyes turning and then just absolutely drilling the football in. The velocity of Jameis Winston is so just transparent in this video. The guy is just, the guy's throwing really well. And then Jameis, I believe, is going to take a sack. So I'm not sure if they get this field goal or not. Dangerous throw here from Jameis. Still not the best decision. He gets away with it, though. And then Jameis is going to take a sack here. The owl line breaks down. 69 breaks down. Offensive line destroyed. But let's see some touchdown Jameis time. Quarter 2, touchdown for Jameis time. It is right here. So Jordan Howard fumbles the ball. And then Jameis Winston gets to take over. Here's Jordan Howard. Where's Jordan Howard fumbling? Here's Jordan Howard. Makes a rare mistake. Coughs up the ball. Great hit by the Bucs. Jar it loose. And then a couple hole shots here from Jameis. It's going to hit Cameron Brate for a touchdown. Just unbelievable throws from Jameis here coming up. This is going to be a real treat for you guys. And then I might even throw you a little condensed treat for our fans at Rover Sports. There's Jameis, hole shot, Cameron Brate, absolutely pinning it on the guy. I mean, could you imagine how much damage O.J. Howard is going to do next year with Jameis Winston? It is going to be absolutely spectacular. I cannot wait. Here comes the hole shot. Cameron comes over, runs a straight little post route, a little in, bam. Easy money, sticks it right on Brate, absolutely pins it to his chest. Jameis Winston, big time throws. Let's see where we get our big touchdown here, a long touchdown by Jameis Winston. It's the 13-15 mark of the third quarter of play. There's our good old friend condensed. And let's see if we get it. We zoomed right ahead to the point where we needed to, right into the third quarter of play. Let's see, and then I could dissect this one for y'all guys before we march on out of here. Look at Jameis Winston here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that play. Oh my gosh, that is one for the highlight tapes. A little Johnny Manziel, a little throwback to College Station for Jameis Winston here. And then I'm going to show you where the Bears happen to kerfuffle this play, before we head out here. Of course, it decides to hold up here. I really want to go back and watch that unbelievable scrambling by Jameis Winston. That was magic. Look at Jameis here. This is magic. And then imagine this is like McNabb to T.O. And then imagine if, on the other side of that is Deshaun Jackson, which is going to happen next year. I mean, look at Jameis here. Making people miss, up 7 versus an inferior team, just throwing it up. And that's not a bad guy to throw the ball up to. Jameis Winston, just making magic. A little ode to Jonathan Manziel. And here we go. Slow-mo this one. Jameis, perfect pocket. Eye manipulation. Playing against a zone defense. And you're going to see a lot of this to Deshaun Jackson. Jameis putting it high in the air. Perfect arc. Perfect touch. Touchdown. Bucs. So let's check out these two plays on the coach's film. Here's the Mike Evans play. Let's see where the Bears kind of went wrong. Look at Jameis. He goes back 20 yards here. I'll be honest with you. I could certainly critique Jameis Winston for being reckless here on this particular play. And oftentimes, Jameis can kill drives. I mean, but this is just a point in the game where this is just kind of a magical play by a young kid. Let's not take the fun out of football. That's a pretty damn cool play. And then Jameis here, watch this. I was watching this carefully earlier. So the Bears here are playing a zone of pass-off coverage. You're going to have Cameron Brate occupy these guys here in the middle. 22 is the guy that needs to get back. He needs to be the guy that immediately starts to sprint back, because if Brate cuts here, you're covered here with this corner. You're covered here with the corner. This safety needs to be covering this quadrant of 22. And 22 on the Bears is in no man's land right now. Jameis sees that. Brate contains. And you have all this wide open green grass. And that's where Jameis pins it on him for 6. Last Jameis drive before we route out of here. Love the play action. Look at the arm angle there by Jameis. Overall, a very successful game. The offensive line is troublesome, especially the right side of the offensive line for the Bucs. Who knows if Doug Martin will be as consistent as he was during that contract year. But you look at the Bucs offense and you look at how Jameis is progressing, and you just look at the velocity and the confidence in Dirk Cutter's system. Finally has a head coach that I believe is there to stay. And then look at the ball placement and the touch again from Jameis. Great control over the football. Jameis's eye manipulation, really here in coach's film, you could tell that it really made quite a difference. Bucs go on the win pretty handily, begin a 5-game winning streak. We're going to be back soon. Another film review, guys. Take care. Have a great Sunday night. We'll see y'all soon.